What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Birds. We're going to be taking a look at Quinyon Mitchell against the Rams here. A lot of chatter about whether his touchdown streak was taken away. We'll get into all of that. Before we get into the video, make sure you can hop on to Buy Me a Coffee, support the channel if you like the work that I do. In there you'll find a lot of messages as well from a lot of cool people. Means a lot. Thank you for the support. And without further ado, let's get to Quinyon Mitchell against the Rams. All right, so the first play here, we jump right into the touchdown play, the garbage time touchdown play. So we've got Quinyon lined up right there. We got Eagles playing cover 3. So especially revealing of that is that I think Tristan McCollum right there, he's going to be jumping up and playing a hook to curl zone. So we have Sidney Brown, Quinyon, and Asaya playing the deep zones here. Now we're gonna have two guys coming deep. We've got both slot receivers here. We got two outbreakers. Now this is an all-around horrible rep from Brown, because what you'll see is when these two guys are coming deep, he's shooting to the bottom of the screen here, and at this point right here in this freeze frame, you'll see Matthew Stafford has already pulled the trigger. He's releasing the ball. Sidney's even looking at him, and he's still turning his hips and sprinting towards the bottom of the field without having declared where he's throwing it. Now, at the top and at the bottom, Asaya and Quinyon both have the responsibility for the deep outside third zones. So that means if the one receiver decides to go deep, if it goes like an out and up, so go out then upwards, they're going to have to stay in position to make sure that they can cover that. So it's actually good coverage from Quinyon to read the quarterback and read that Stafford is releasing the ball at this point, so he can break inside on it and have outside contain here, or outside leverage on the pass. But this is completely horrible by Sidney Brown, because when you're playing the deep middle, deep third, you want to read, all right, how many guys are going deep, and then you want to stay right square in the middle between those two, right in the middle, so you can react to where the quarterback is releasing the point, and then you have inside leverage on the throw, whereas your outside receiver would have the outside leverage. So PFF is grading this as a touchdown given up by Sidney Brown, and I completely understand that, because if this would have been, let's say, cover 1, for example, then you would have a situation where the safety would do the complete same thing, and it's still his responsibility. You want to be the one in the middle. It's the one. It's a cover 3 beater because you're splitting the deep zones, but it's just played so bad by Sidney Brown. He's baiting so hard up on the initial look by Matthew Stafford that he doesn't even get over that to that side. All right, so that's no bueno. All right, the next play here we got simple cover one man. So we got Quinyon lined up there to the top against Puka Nacua. This is as good as coverage as you'll get. In break route, stays with him all the way here. He's right in his inside pocket. This is really, really, really good catch by Puka Nacua. So if you're going to give up any sort of catches, you want them to be as contested as this one right here. All right, so then we've got quarters coverage here. And what you'll see here to the top, you'll see the motion from Cooper Kupp. What this does, because it's quarters with one receiver to the top side, you'd have Quinyon playing man against the outside receiver there to the top. But because they're motioning over, so it's a 2x2, they're going to be playing zone instead. Just the basic zone rules that you'll be playing otherwise. So Quinyon is playing outside fourth here. Now this combination here of when you got the hitch on the outside and you got the outbreaker on Cooper Kupp there, quarters beater, like it's a given. This is going to be a completion against quarters coverage all the time, because Quinyon has to respect the deep fourth, so he's going to have to stay deep right here. Whereas the Kobe's rules are that he has to carry the flat. That's his first responsibility. So the hook is always going to be right in the spot where you're sitting in between zones. So there's really nothing to do. The fact he's even there when he catches it is perfectly fine by me, because that's what you can expect in a quarters coverage against a hitch that comes in like that. All right. So let's go back to the cover one man stuff right here. Love this rep. Quinyon is essentially running the route of the wide receiver here. Deep curl. Oh, excuse me, a deep comeback. Really good footwork at the break. Gets threatened deep, doesn't panic, cuts back right with the receiver. Really good rep. Cover one man this time. And a rep like this, you'd actually see most receivers or most cornerbacks at this point here, they're beat. If that's the release that you're going to get, super imbalanced. Like he's not in balance at all here. He takes one inside step and he's kind of loses his footing there with his right foot. And he has about a yard of separation from a yard of lateral separation of Quinyon at this point, maybe even 2. But the makeup speed of Quinyon is so good that he ends up carrying this route deep anyway. Gets his head turned, see if the ball's coming. Has a hand on his guy. Really good recovery. So even though this isn't a good, he doesn't play this well right off the line, he still manages to be in complete control of the route. All right, cover one man here lined up to the top. Once again, it's going to carry the tight end inside. Really good speed right here. Completely takes away that the tight end coming across. Also, the tight end is a dumb fuck because when you're playing man like this, you don't want to sit across the middle. It just makes it easier for Quinyon. It doesn't matter. Still covers him nicely as he's coming in there. So, all in all, it's a game where Quinyon gives up a couple catches here. I think they're totally defendable in terms of the coverage they're actually playing and the responsibility that he has to maintain in those situations. So definitely a solid game by Quinyon for me.